My friends, I got some heat for you today. You know what that heat involves? It involves our boy Fiery. And we know how much you love Fiery. So I'm not even gonna keep you up. I'm not even gonna do anything that is excessive or extremely time consuming. I'm just gonna jump straight into the video. Alright, let's do this. See, you guys probably know of Wicked Binge, but do you know of Zaxby? No, I'm not talking about the chicken place. I'm talking about Zaxby. We've got Wicked Binge 2 here. Nah, I'm kidding. Zaxby's here to give us another great video about BFDI characters and their morality. I implore you to be the most morally sound in any room that you enter. Yes, be like our boy, Grassy. That's who we want to be like. Just happy, healthy, strong, compassionate. He is everything that we should aspire to be. We are Grassy.
Ranging from innocent, pure-hearted souls to raging lunatics, con artists, control freaks, and pure evil monsters.
Thank you.
And I'm going to be ranking these characters from the goodest of the good to the worst of the worst.
Ooh.
For simplicity, I'm only going to be doing this ranking based on events that happen in TPOT and purely TPOT contestants. To make things easier to follow along with, I've divided this ranking into categories, each category slowly showcasing worse and worse characters.
The gray area is already down at the bottom. My lord, bruh. I mean, I guess we can't copy everything from Binge, huh?
To begin is the Virtuous category.
No. He's making this his own. That's why he's Zaxby and not Zach's mimicry.
Virtuous category are the characters that are simply pure and innocent. They either are happy and spread kindness or go out of their way for the greater good. We'll start this list off by giving the gold medal of niceness to Grassy. This little green jolly patch of grass has always had a smile on his face, no matter what.
I feel like we all knew this was going to happen, but I just want to say, Grassy, Grassy would like to thank this guy. He'd like to thank Snowball especially, and even the Bossy Bot Golf Ball. She deserves her love too. Everybody, thank you. On behalf of this.
What challenges for to make them endure, Grassy always approaches it with a positive mind, free of drama and controversy that some of the others face.
He's so
adorable. While we can see a level of violence from Grassy, it's mainly out of influence from Snowball, and Grassy just trying to fit in rather than an actual flaw to his character morals.
He's basically a child.
It's pretty clear that Grassy deserves to be called the nicest, since all he's worried about is whether you remember his name or not. Coming into second place in the niceness category is Bottle.
What?
Bottle is a naive, innocent soul. The only thing you could fault her for is her clumsiness.
I don't know. Bottle's been acting really zesty lately, but she has admittedly thrown a couple challenges or done things that are actively harmful to others. She may do it with a smile on her face, but so does Pillow. I don't know if I'd rank her this high.
Similar to Grassy, Bottle tends to favor being optimistic over negativity.
She just
Despite
dies.
how often she dies, Bottle continues to be nice to her fellow contestants.
Fair enough.
So much so that she'll even try to make friends with her enemies.
Just kidding! What are we talking about?
Bruh.
We also see Bottle be concerned for others, like the time that she tried helping Clock understand boundaries with Winter.
How did she
push
do that?
anyone, Clock.
Rounding out our podium of niceness is Remote. As a Death Pack member, she already lives in a morally higher standard. We chose Remote as the nicest Death Pack member because she shows the strongest signs of kindness through her compassion and teamwork. Remote as a Death Pack member focuses on helping prevent death. We see in TPOT 3 how she focuses on building the trampoline, and in TPOT 4 where she made sure Ice Cube was okay.
Like, Black Hole can be really bossy and forceful at times. He does his best to be morally sound, but you know, he's a black hole. He destroys everything he touches, so it's a little bit more difficult. Especially when you're surrounded by idiots. But Remote, she just doesn't give a crap. Not gonna lie. And if you can do that, you're automatically going to be a good person.
And even when she was eliminated, she tried to comfort Naily.
And I think you remoted it.
Along with preventing death, Remote steps up and helps her team.
I
She
think
was
you
willing to
remoted
sacrifice her battery, her lifeline, for the good of others. And even after their loss, Remote shows remorse, both for Pai's elimination and not being able to help enough. And let's not forget about that angelic voice of hers. Following closely behind her is her fellow Death Pact member, Black Hole. Despite how destructive a black hole is, he tries his best to overcome this trait, even willing to lose the challenge just to ensure he doesn't suck someone up. And the few times he does suck someone, it's always unintentional and he immediately feels guilty because of it.
Yeah.
This is the worst day of my life.
As a
he always just pauses for a second whenever he accidentally murders someone and says, "This is a terrible circumstance." Literally, every single time he kills somebody, he's just, this sucks. I didn't want to freaking do that.
a black hole, he has a lot of responsibilities
He does not
to keep
want to
up
do
with,
that.
on top of this constant fear of being what he's supposed to be. Black Hole doesn't just simply prevent death, he literally saves the universe. An example of this would be him watching the time rift and keeping track of it. Black Hole also shows compassion by compromising with Fanny. After Lightning's elimination, Fanny was scared to be next, which made Black Hole question his morals. Now, Black Hole has to balance life and death. Continuing with our trend, we have Marker. Marker, clueless as he may be, doesn't have a single mean bone in his body. Oh well, I don't know if objects have bones. Can we get a fact check on that? Marker loves to just be happy and
he can throw hands when he needs to. He's like Penn, but more benevolent.
Appreciate life, so when an argument breaks out, Marker steps in to try and break it up. We see this within his team. Marker tries to compromise with Black Hole and Fanny, suggesting that they're both in the right and need to stop the fight.
That was
bars. And while he is a newer member of the Death Pact, he has completely dedicated himself to the cause. So much so, he brought a dead fish back to life and bonded with it. Next, we have Saw. Saw likes to keep things simple and fun, and she'd much rather be enjoying the scent of a flower than being used to cut a block tower in half.
Saw barely did anything in the series, not gonna lie, but that also means she didn't murder people, so good for her. Even though she could have, because she is a Saw, after all. Handsaw. Right.
With all the tension on her team, Saw tries to be lighthearted and funny for them. However, her humor can unknowingly annoy some of her teammates. While she may not be the best at diffusing situations, we believe Saw tries her best to make her friends laugh, and that earns her a spot on the top of the goodness meter. Coming up next is Tennis Ball. Tennis Ball
No, kill it. Nope, kill this thing. Nope, nobody, nope. I didn't even mean to click that. God dang it, I'm off the frickin' screen. Okay. Are you guys able to see things? No, you're not. No, you're not. Okay. But, yeah, this thing. That thing, no. That thing is not nice. That thing is evil. Kill it with fire.
Uses his intelligence for good, like when he helped Fanny get Robot Flower back to normal, or when he helped keep track of the dangers of the storm. Tennis Ball is very kind towards his friends, providing knowledge and plans in multiple episodes. Towards his friends, providing knowledge and plans.
TV, this is why you're not up here with these guys. Why you have to come after David like that? What did he do to you?
In multiple episodes. And of course, he's always a supportive friend towards Golf Ball. However, at times, his dependence on Golf Ball can cloud his judgment, like when he took Golf Ball's side immediately against Penn, or when he was okay with excluding Puffball just because it was Golf Ball's order. But
he was just a henchman in most series, but in BFDIA, he is literally just a demon. I really feel like we should take that into consideration. He is usually a henchman in a genuinely nice, soft sports ball in every other series. But in BFDIA, he's literally a demon. I feel like we should take that into consideration and knock him down a few places.
But overall,
or a few categories. Just throw him in the gray area.
Can't fault him too much, as
Jesus.
we see just how scared Tennis Ball gets when he's by himself and not with Golf Ball. And a few bad calls doesn't change the fact that he's done so much good. Following behind TB is Cake.
Yes.
I didn't know Cake was a dude at first, so I was
didn't
gay
either.
for a little bit.
I did not either.
Through his time in Teapot, Cake's only desire was to fit in and be himself. At the beginning, he showed he cared about his friends Clock and Eggy.
Wait. Teapot characters. We're not See, that's the thing. Is this considering Teapot characters' whole timeline from the beginning to Teapot? Or is this just the Teapot series? I'm going to go ahead and assume that it's just Teapot, and then I'm going to keep it going from there.
Despite the feeling not being mutual, we see how distressed he gets when not feeling like he belongs. Cake is pure of heart and knows the feeling of not belonging, so he was nice throughout. Next is Two's favorite, Gady. At the beginning, we see Gady pushing Book away, which may appear harsh, but we believe Gady had the best intention, thinking distance will help Book be better.
Well,
Gady. Bonded with 2 by Fady. Never really looking shady, but always pushing that weighty anyway.
that doesn't seem so bad.
She does show compassion with her newfound friendship with Pen, sticking up for her in Teapot 2 and calming her down after seeing Coiny's zombie form in Teapot 9. And until her elimination, Gady kept at Pen's side. Gady is also the only contestant that really had a friendship with one of the hosts. Gady is a great friend for 2, being a good listener, giving advice, and just being there for them. In Teapot 9, being a good listener, giving advice, and just being there for
Nah. This is how I'm gonna see if you guys actually watch my videos. What is he? What is he? What is he? Put it in the comments right now, and if you get it wrong, you... That's what happens if you get it wrong.
For them. In Teapot 9, even when 2 was a zombie and despite all of her fear, Gady didn't let 2 be alone, which truly shows her loyalty to her friends.
Aww.
Ice Cube is up next. Ice Cube's quiet personality means she's never really one to speak out or be mean. She's usually seen as the victim in many cases, like when being used to freeze the lake in Teapot 5 or when Yellowface stole...
That's not even how ice works.
...her legs. And at first, Ice Cube did give Book the cold shoulder. Get
Literally.
it? Like cold, like an ice cube?
With no shoulders.
But eventually, Ice Cube warms up the Book and lets her know that they're okay now. And when faced with one, she immediately teamed up with Fanny to help stop them, despite their team-up being short-lived. And to round out our first category, we have Book. Book's journey in Teapot has been an attempt at being a better version of herself after...
Book is the complete opposite of Tennis Ball. She was kind of odd. Up to this point, she was meh. And now Book is just trying to be the best helper possible. Like, she sucks terribly at challenges just because she's trying too hard to be nice. She's like Black Hole, but accidentally, because Black Hole was intentional with his sabotage. She's just not good. I don't know how she's still in BFDAA, I'm not gonna lie.
What had happened during BFB. She made new friends and learned trust between them. In Teapot 2, we see Nickel and Cake questioning some of their team members' absences while
Bomby.
Book nervously suggests that they had a good reason to leave. Because the last time one of Book's team members left, she immediately assumed the worst.
Dang.
Now Book is more trusting of people around her. Because Book started out in Teapot alone, she was kind of just desperate for a connection. Just like me. So she wasn't mean to a single person and only tried to be friendly, even towards someone like Pillow. Book struggles with the fear of loneliness, similar to Pencil, but unlike Pencil, Book faces this fear by making new friends and avoiding the things that made her lonely, while Pencil is still arrogant and angry. Which is why Book yelling at Pencil felt more justified rather than mean. And with the Virtuous category finished, it's time to move to the second category, the imperfectly good characters. These are the characters that are overall nice and have multiple good deeds, but have one or two flaws or actions that shy away from perfect purity.
We should put Golf Ball in this character. We should put Golf Ball here.
Starting off, this next category is Barf Bag.
Okay,
Barf
yeah, that
Bag
works.
has been a loyal and supportive friend. But
didn't Barf Bag literally freaking kick slam? She kick slammed Bottle in her first friggin' epic.
And to Donut, despite her weird goodbye gifts.
And anger issues.
To remember me.
And Teapot 9, lava mixed in with barf bag and caused a zombie apocalypse. Then it was her weird goodbye gifts.
I'm not even gonna make a joke about this. Oh my lord.
Zombie apocalypse. Then it was revealed that Barfbag's innards can be used as an antidote, and Barfbag sacrificed herself to help save the world.
Delicious.
And afterwards, we see Barfbag feeling bad about the whole zombie apocalypse and was worried about how people would see her.
Yeah.
Barfbag would have made it to the Virtuous category, but she missed it. Her track record was almost perfect, but she did call Belle an idiot in Teapot 2, which is pretty rude.
That's it.
Following along,
That's the
we
reason?
have Price Tag.
Not because of her
Price
murder
Tag
of
was
Bottle.
a newcomer in Teapot, and she came in with an overall nice nature.
Katy
she
Perry.
bonded with Naily right at the start,
Yeah!
and despite not knowing anyone, she was friendly towards her team. And even though it was
Man, why is Naily not here yet, bro? I don't care what anybody says. Naily's perfect, bro.
that
Not
pushed
gonna
her
lie.
to do it, Price Tag ended up being there for Book at her lowest, and the two
Naily is
became good
perfect.
friends. Price Tag became this new point of view for Book with her past problems that she faced, and when Pencil kept bothering Book, Price Tag protected her.
Later, newbie.
Ooh.
Who even are you?
Price Tag also made a business with Yellowface
are
and made
you?
him really happy because of it. However, Price Tag, she's a con artist.
Yeah.
Selling junk for profit gain? Damn you, capitalism. And she isn't above cheating in the challenges either with
At
these
all.
tactics. Coming up next
Hey,
is Naily.
But that doesn't hurt anybody, finally. But that doesn't hurt anybody, though. A little bit of cheating never hurt anybody. She's not killing or anybody or murking anybody. Even Naily has a body. Price Tag didn't do that.
Naily's a very encouraging teammate
Look at
with
that big
words of
old mouth.
affirmation and positivity. She usually is smiling and having fun, like cannonballing into a pile of batteries or making faces with Price Tag. We also noticed that
Exactly.
Naily did comfort Cake and offered her a spot on her team. There are times her competitive nature can be rude, like when she called basketball an idiot or when she blew up Bomby. Sure can be
Look at this face, bro. That's
rude, like when she called basketball an idiot or when she blew up Bomby. I mean, even with consent, that's kind of messed up.
Hey,
Next is Bomby.
that's what I said. She's
Bomby,
got a body.
while timid and easily frightened as he may be, shows kindness, strength, and bravery in Teapot. In Teapot 6, Bomby was the healer of their journey and showed compassion after he was able to help the dragon.
Bruh.
And Bomby has exploded himself multiple times for the good of his team, so
Yeah.
that's gotta count for something.
He just-
However, Bomby, funny enough, has a short fuse, so he can be highly aggressive towards anyone that gets in his way. Moving on, we have Lightning. I didn't know Lightning was a dude.
I didn't know Lightning was a dude. I'm sorry. I gotta get that kicking scene back. Look at this
Funny enough,
nonsense.
has a
You knew you were gonna lose this fight, buddy.
However, Bomby,
You knew.
funny enough, has
Actually, I can't say that because she lost to Yellowface literally right after that, which was completely unpredictable.
Moving on,
That's
we have
crazy.
Lightning. I didn't know Lightning was a dude, so I
Ellipses.
was gay for a little bit.
What?
Again, Lightning joined Death Pact again because he didn't like zapping
Again.
people
Happy
anymore
Pride.
and believes in good. He showed dedication and kindness towards his team. In Teapot 4, even when he was suspended from doing the challenge, he respected his team's decision and didn't want to confront them. However, we can't ignore his outburst after his elimination. He
Yeah.
destroyed several landmarks and turned his back against everything we thought he stood for.
I mean, he is Lightning. Nope, I don't feel like Lightning is really indicative of benevolence or goodwill. I mean, there was some character development, yeah, but this is what Lightning does. Is that racist? Maybe.
But after calming down, he does apologize, so that's why we can see a redeemable aspect of his character. Next is the Teapot's other debut, Winner.
Winner!
For the most part, is positive, kind, and happy.
Chicken.
He also has taken it upon himself to lead his team.
Dinner.
Although, most times he's tried to lead, he's
Oh!
usually putting his entire team to death. And there has been 2 times Winner has killed
Hey, I respect that though. He led everybody else to death here because Winner's lava resistant, remember?
usually putting his entire
He can't die due to lava. But he also killed himself here. So it's equal.
team to death.
It's
And
equal.
there has
See?
been 2 times, Winter has killed Ice Cube repeatedly. Now, with Winter's character, he's never been the best at expressing his feelings. For example, anytime Winter would feel uncomfortable by Clock or 2's behavior, Winter would shut them out and demand to be left alone despite their intentions. And Winter would get easily annoyed by Yellowface, like in TPOT 7 and 8.
As he should. Yellowface frickin' sucks.
Which is interesting because apparently Yellowface is Winter's closest friend around here. But
what?
we can't fault Winter too bad because he is going through a lot of emotions with Loser, and he does his best to tell everyone around his team that he's thankful for their presence. We also do see Winter be kind to fellow newbie Price Tag and offer her help in the challenge. Next is Foldy. Since her time in Teapot is so limited, it was hard to decide where she should go. We felt here was the right place because she doesn't really ever go out of her way to show kindness, but she hasn't really done anything wrong either. In Teapot 1, we do see her semi-volunteer to be thrown in the air for the challenge, and she gets excited when she thought she heard Stapy's name, which shows Foldy cares about her friends. In Teapot 2, she did seem lazy in a
Stapy, but it was Tapy
sense, not caring if she has nothing to do, and she didn't really care to help her team the entire challenge. But then she has the nerve to argue with the people that were.
Right.
Rounding out the Imperfectly Good.
I got on her about that too. Man, go back and watch the video, guys. I guarantee it's gonna be good.
Category is Pen. Pen is probably the closest character to a normal human being. He cares about his friends, he's competitive when he needs to be, and he's crippling in debt. That sounds like the American dream to me, baby. Out of all of his friends, Pen usually was the kindest of them all. For example, he cheered up Rubber Spatula in Teapot 1, and he was nice to Tennis Ball in Teapot 8 when Golf Ball left him. But there are times Penn isn't the most ethical, like when he took advantage of Black Hole's no-killing policy.
Yeah.
His competitive nature at times can be aggressive and uncalled for, like when he was reckless with
Hold up, why have we not seen Needle yet? Why is the queen this far down? Zaxby, are we gonna have to have a word? Cause I haven't seen the queen's name yet, and I'm getting a little concerned. Zaxby? Do we have a problem? Man, hold on. Let me not jump to any conclusion.
Basketball just to prove a point to Needle. These strong instincts also has clashed with Golf Ball, so we know he's not one to back out of conflict. Even more so when we see his crash out over Pencil, but we also see empathy with his character as despite all of this anger, he forgave and saved her. And that's another thing about Penn, he's a very forgiving character. And that concludes the Imperfectly Good characters. The next category is Tarnished Kindness. These are the characters that have more consistent character flaws and actions that have created a pattern that isn't just a one-note redeemable aspect. It's not mistakes that are apologized for, but rather just who they are. But overall, they're not mean-spirited, just kindness isn't their number one priority.
Interesting.
Starting this category off, we have Robot Flower.
What?
From Mechanical Mind.
That's not fair, though. She was corrupted. That's not fair.
Robot Flower shows a lot of loyalty and compassion. She's allowed Death Pact and Basketball to order from her online store, and has been an obedient little girl for her team.
She was so nice.
We know Robot Flower can mean well, but there are times her robotic mind can have bad thoughts. In Teapot 5, while at first she did oppose of TV's idea of destroying the submarine, she went ahead and sabotaged them. And yes, I can understand her feeling offended by what Eggy had said, but why does that mean her whole team has to suffer? Especially when Basketball has been by her side and helped her previously. It feels like a slap in the face to not only say no one cares, but also make them lose the challenge. And as for her whole Season 1 Flower counter...
That's why it said self-destruct, because she was being self-destructive.
...part, we're not going to fully note every action she did because it wasn't technically her, but we will take off points for her demanding Basketball to do it in the first place.
Coming second to Robot Flower is Clock. Clock was an interesting character to rank because of his arc with Winter. We can tell his intentions to make sure Winter wasn't
First
forgotten
award.
is kind-hearted, but in reality, Clock has a level of clingy fan toxicity that just isn't healthy. Clock also did make Ice Cube sit out in the challenge in Teapot 4, but look, I'm no rocket scientist, but
come on, Clock, you cannot be that annoying. If you actually respect somebody, if you actually admire somebody, you're gonna stay the heck away from them when they tell you to.
I think she was gonna evaporate. And that's gonna conclude the first part of the Teapot contestants Good to Evil. Tune in to part 2 to see which characters are crowned pure evil. And as always, I hope you enjoyed, and there will be more to come very soon, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss it.
Hold on.
From joy...
No, I just gotta check something. I just have to check something. Because I'm just assuming that we forgot somebody here. I'm just assuming that mean-spirited? Excuse me?
Little, if not no kindness. Beginning our mean-spirited category will be Needle.
Zaxby, you better have a good explanation, bro. You better have a good freaking explanation for... Bro, Zaxby? Zaxby, my boy. You know what? Let me chill. Let me chill for a second. Let me chill. I'm gonna end the video after this. But let me hear him out. Let me hear him out for a second. Let me hear out the boy. Jesus Christ. Okay, it's good.
Needle is one of the strongest and fastest characters in Teapot.
Yeah.
Sometimes she uses it for good, like carrying her team or helping in the challenge, but sometimes she uses it to beat the hell out of people.
But she has also saved everybody's lives on several different occasions. Not just including in challenges, but also, the apocalypse, does saving the lives of literally everybody in the cast not count for anything?
In Teapot 5, she slaps Pin for not calling her idea great. In Teapot 8, she slaps Gady, even though Gady didn't even do anything. Then slams Book back and forth repeatedly. In Teapot 12, she throws a tree at Pen and assaults Donut. And besides physical damages, Needle's attitude, especially beginning of Teapot, was always mean. She would be glaring and impatient towards her teammates.
Well, maybe they should move faster then.
Coming after Needle.
Blaming Needle because her teammates are slow and useless. Please, mate. Nah, it's their fault that they can't keep up. Maybe they should go to the gym or something. Anyway. Where in the world am I supposed to put this? Okay. It's not... I'm letting it slide. We're gonna let it slide. But, nah, man. Talking down on the queen. That's why she looks down on these guys, bro. She's up here. They're down here. You expect her to treat them with equality? With fairness? Nah, that's not what queens do. But I digress. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and like, subscribe, comment, share, and all the good stuff. If you want to see more, go and put in the comments. Zaxby, nah, I'm kidding, man. You keep doing your thing, but I digress. You guys are loved, you're appreciated, you're going to do amazing things. Have a great rest of your week. Drink water, hug your mom, eat vegetables, exercise at least 30 minutes a day, and have a great weekend. It'll almost be Friday by the time this pops up, so whatever. Delta's out. Peace.